So we'll move on to the most important method in this entire video, that's NPV. So the meaning, NPV is the difference between the present value of cash inflow less the present value of cash outflow. Okay, so how do you find out the present value? We use a cost of capital. What is the answer that we get? The answer that we get is an amount. The higher the answer, the better. So when should we use? It is a final criteria that we use to select or reject a project. So we'll see the decision criteria for NPV. We have to accept any project which gives a positive NPV, and also like whichever gives us a higher NPV, that is the best project. We have to reject all the negative NPV projects. Okay, if a NPV comes to 0, that means that the cost of capital and the cash inflows discounted are same, so still we will reject it. From an exam point of view, these things are like very important, because in a 10-mark question, if you compute the answer and finally you say that whether you to accept a project or reject a project, that alone carries a 0.5 mark. So after computing, you say that accept or you say reject, that carries half a mark. Even when the answer is wrong, okay, even when the answer is wrong, but you still say that the project has a plus 1000 NPV, so we have to accept it. But in reality, the real answer would have been minus 2000. The real answer would have been minus 2000, even though your answer is still plus 1000 is wrong, but you have correctly stated that all positive projects has to be selected as per NPV criteria, so you will get a half a mark. So that's how the marking criteria works. So this is a very simple NPV problem. We have the cash flows for 3 years, 100, 100, 100. We have the WACC or the discount factor. This is the discount factor at 20%. That gives you these numbers. Multiply both these numbers, you will get your discounted cash flow. So you got these numbers. Add all these numbers together, you get your present value of cash flow. The investment of this project is minus 100, so you get deduct it and you get your NPV. As NPV is a positive number, you are going to accept the project. Okay, it's a very simple problem. So we'll see what is the relationship between the discount factor and the NPV. The NPV of an investment is the discounted cash flow of an investment at the discount factor. So there's a direct relationship between discount factors and the NPV. The discount factor used in NPV is the WACC, okay, the weighted average cost of capital. If the WACC or the discount factor is higher, that leads to lower NPV. If the WACC or discount factor is lower, that leads to a higher NPV. Hence, WACC or discount factor and NPV are inverse in nature. So understand this very carefully, because you will be like again and again tested on this concept. Okay, so WACC or discount factor and NPV are inverse in nature. So we'll have a problem to look at it. It's the same problem. You have a cash flow of 100, 100, 100. Weighted average cost of capital or the discount factor is 20. You got these discounting numbers. You are discounted the cash flow. You got your present value of the company. Okay, or we can say this also as a NPV. This can be said as a NPV also. Now what we'll do is we'll reduce the WACC to 10. From 20 we will reduce it to 10. So these are the numbers, these are the discount factors, these are the cash flows. So this is our NPV. Look at our NPV now. Look at our NPV. NPV has become 248.6. See, by reducing the WACC from 20 to 10, from this number to this number, if you reduce it, it leads to an increase in the company's value by 38.1. Okay, if you deduct these answers, this answer from this answer, you will get 38.1. So it's like very clear. If you're going to, if your WACC is higher, your NPV will be lower. If your WACC is lower, your NPV will be higher. So they are inverse in nature. So we'll consider the features here. It is simple to compute. It is easy to understand. It considers the entire life of the project. It considers the cash flow. It also considers the time value of money. It directly adds to the wealth. So that is a very important point. It focuses on risk. Yes, the discount factor takes into account the risk. Additional calculations we can do it. Is the answer a percentage? No, the answer is an amount. Okay, so that is where NPV we can summarize. So we'll see some general points about NPV. The good thing about NPV is a positive NPV should cause a proportionate increase in a company's share price. How come? Because NPV is a amount, MPV is a amount, and there is already a market capitalization. So whatever NPV you had, it gets added to the market cap, okay, and that will create a new market cap. Okay, so if you have a if your market cap is already like 10,000 crore, you have a project which will earn 1,000 crore, your market cap will become 11,000 crore, because the market will feel that this is a very good project and let's increase the share price. So immediately the share price would move from something like 100 rupees to 110 rupees. So that's how the share price gets moved. So what are the drawbacks of this method? NPV only gives the amount and does not relate to the size of the investment. For example, an NPV of 100 is a very good thing, but if it's for a project costing 1,000, it's a great thing because we get a 10% return. But if it's for a project which has a capital cost of 10,000, so then it becomes a 1% income project. Okay, so this was 10% income, but this is a 1% income. So NPV does not differentiate between whether it's a 10% profitability or 1% profitability. It just tells you the amount. So that is the drawback of this method. So now we'll move on to a quiz. Net present value as used in investment decision making is based on which one of the following? So on what number we do NPV? Net income? No. Earnings is also profit, so we don't use that. Earnings again is profit, we don't use that. We use the cash flow. So NPV considers the cash flows only. Answer is D.